Today, we have a brand new Warhammer 40k cinematic universe that was announced starring Henry Cavill, plus we have some board game and miniature news to cover. All this and more in this week's Hobby News. I'm Angela, you're watching Hobby Night, now let's get to it. And talk about the biggest news this week, and that is the fact that we are getting a Warhammer 40k franchise out of Amazon Studios because they've partnered with Games Workshop to produce a franchise of shows or movies, and I am so hyped for this. And the main reason I'm hyped for it is because of who is actually going to be executive producer on it, as well as starring in it, and that is none other than superfan Henry Cavill. He is a massive Warhammer 40k fan. A couple years ago, he shared some photos of him reading some 40k books on a plane, and it exploded from there. And now we know that he's a custodian player, and he just really loves the world. And so the fact that he is going to be working on this franchise, as well as starring in it, is very, very exciting, because that makes me think that it's going to be treated well, that he's going to have passion for it, and hopefully it's not going to end up like what happened on The Witcher, where it was kind of made fun of and the executives didn't really respect it. I'm really hoping that doesn't happen with Henry Cavill on this team. Now, the other exciting thing is, of course, that he's going to be starring in the franchise, and that has gotten a lot of people speculating on what exactly his role is going to be and what era this is going to be set in. If you saw the trailer that Games Workshop shared on Warhammer Community, you'll know that they had an Aquila transition into a more of a jagged looking Aquila, and that has got a lot of people speculating that maybe we're going to be getting a 30k story, which I think would be really cool. But I've also seen rumors that we might be having Henry Cavill play Eisenhorn, because we already know that Games Workshop has an Eisenhorn TV series that they've had in the works, or have at least wanted to do, and I personally think he would make a great young Eisenhorn, and it would allow him to jump into a bunch of different shows over time, because he could essentially be the Nick Fury within the franchise, going into all the various elements. And I think that would be just honestly really, really cool and a very exciting story to tell. But we don't actually have too actual details about what the show is going to be or what it's going to be telling. So I'd love to know what your speculation is. What role would you like Henry Cavill to play? What era would you like the show to be set in? And what are your expectations going forward? I, for one, am looking very much forward to this, and I'll be covering this more as we learn more information.
This is Morningstar to Strike Team Magnus 12. Do you receive? Yeah, I repeat, this is Morningstar to Strike Team Magnus 12.
It's no good, sire. The heretics are disrupting all box relays.
All of them? Blast your eyes. That's impossible.
I know, sire, but it's happening anyway. Wait. I've got something. It's very weak.
Come on! We need immediate backup! Come on! Sergeant Canva, is that you? Switch to secure channel Delta Corvus 691. Sergeant, do you read me? Canva? Answer me, damn you!
Emperor have mercy. She's gone. The whole squad's gone.
How dare! No, ignore me. I'm a foolish old man. We can't keep sending Auric-class operatives into Throneside. The district's swarming with heretics, but we need the Archivum's comsplex. Grendel must know about this.
About the traitor, sire?
Hold your tongue if you want to keep it. Silence is the highest service.
Yes, sire. Sorry, sire.
I wanted to do this cleanly, the traditional, honorable way, and keep that Armageddon feral hog away from things that don't concern him into the bargain. Damn those heretics! Very well, tell Morrow that he's clear to proceed. Tell him to send in the rejects.
By the throne, Morning Star exists, he's alive. I really thought that this was a character from the early days of the Darktide trailers that had either betrayed us or was dead because the Inquisitor that we were following could not get in contact with this person. But it turns out he's actually the one that authorized the rejects to go into Tertium in the first place and be used there. So I guess we have him to thank for being able to run around and slay some heretics. I, for one, have been so much enjoying this game. Darktide has been an absolute blast, and I can't wait to see it come out on Xbox so that even more people can get their hands on it and play it, because I know there's been a lot of you who have been waiting for that. But in the meantime, it is on Steam. I've been having a blast with it. I finally got my Zealot to level 30, and I think I'm about to start an Ogren for my next character, so you can be looking forward to some of that on the channel, perhaps in the future. I want to go ahead and talk about the brand new Typhon heavy siege tank coming to us from Warhammer Horus Heresy. It's been a little while since we've actually talked about some Warhammer models, and I am not disappointed in this one. It is thick, it is chonky, and it has a massive cannon on the front. So if you're anything like me, you probably absolutely love this tank. Plus the stats are pretty exciting. It's got a mid-range, but it hits really hard. So if you're going up against an opponent with a lot of heavy armor, this tank might be a really good one to bring with you in your game.
The shattered world. Devastation. Annihilation. The future reeks of cataclysm.
The last bit of Warhammer 40k news that we need to talk about is the 7th Ark of Omen that we've gotten. This one is called The Shattered World, and if you listen to it and look at the artwork, I feel like it's a definite recall to the fact that Cadia no longer stands, except that they still stand. But perhaps it's also foretelling the fall of a future world. It's a little unclear, but I'm definitely thinking based off of the title as well as the artwork that we are referring to Cadia. The art, in fact, reminds me of a young Ursula Creed, which who knows, maybe this is a future telling of the fact that she is going to destroy a chaos world, perhaps. Maybe get revenge for Cadia falling to Abaddon. I think that would be actually really cool, and I'd love to know what your thoughts are on where this story is going. Last but not least this week in the news, I want to talk about a new expansion coming to Marvel United from Cool Mini or Not and Master Games. This is going to be coming to Kickstarter very soon, and we got a little teaser trailer to showcase what it's going to be, and we know the title and a couple of characters that are going to be in it. The title is Marvel United Multiverse, so as you might expect, we're going to be seeing some multiverse characters. We know for sure that we're going to see Captain Carter, which I'm really excited to see. We also got Shuri in there, as well as a Ghost Rider that I was not familiar with. Absolutely love the look of this particular cosmic Ghost Rider. We also seem to be getting some kind of Loki variant, which I honestly really love that show. Happy to see more Loki variants running around out there. The other big reveal was who the big bad is going to be, and that is of course Galactus. I cannot wait to see what this particular miniature is going to look like, especially since Cool Mini or Not is using their super deformed style for this particular game. I think he's going to end up being a little oversized in the same way that Cool Mini or Not likes to make the Cthulhu in Cthulhu Death May Die super gigantic. So I'm really hoping we get that exact same treatment here like we are getting with even the Zombicide franchise, because that's going to have something to do. I just really like what the Cool Mini or Not does with their miniatures, so any Marvel minis we get from them are very exciting to see, and I look forward to finding out when the Kickstarter goes live. Alright, that has been it for this week in hobby news. If you enjoyed it, make sure to like the video, subscribe if you want to see more, and before I head out, I want to give a huge thank you to my patrons for making it so content like this can happen. Without your guys' support, we would not be doing this, so thank you very, very much. I have been Angela, and I hope you have a wonderful hobby night.